All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church Congregation. Come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to be talking about the judge that's residing on Trump's trial that he got going on in New York. Reasons why I think that he should have recused himself from that trial, and reasons why I think that he should be disbarred, and reasons why I think he should also be criminally charged for the things that he has done in this case as a sitting judge. What he has done is pitiful, and it's a disgrace, and it is a bad look on the justice system of America, of the United States. The world is looking at us, and the world is rolling their eyes at us right now. And we will have no place to speak on the legal systems in other countries based on this behavior. We will have no base, no basis, no base to ever speak on anybody else's legal system. Because America is no longer a place of democracy. America is no longer the standard for freedom and liberty anymore. And all the wars and all the battles fought for this freedom and liberty that was once the fabric of America. It was what it was the very fabric. It was freedom and liberties in America is what gave America its substance. And upholding the law. And a judicial system that upheld the law and did what was righteous and what was just to any case that came before the judicial system in America. But that has been obliterated by this New York versus Trump case. This should never have went this far. And this judge should have recused himself, but it's too late now. He should be disbarred because he didn't recuse himself. Now, here's the reasons. If you don't know and you have not been watching Fox News, because Fox News is the only one laying it all out. They're the only one laying it all out. All the other outlets, all the other platforms are liberal. And they're doing whatever they're doing to justify this case against Trump. They're doing whatever they can to make the lunacy of the judge and the farce of the prosecuting attorneys and the DA, Alvin Bragg, they trying to make that farce look like there's real substance there. There's a real case there. But it hasn't been. It isn't one now, and it will never be a case. It will never be. It just does not exist. And all of them are going to find themselves facing the sword of justice very shortly. The only thing that's keeping that sword from falling on their necks right now, the judge and the prosecutors in this case, and the DA, is this political, this election, this coming election in November. It's the only thing that is the reason why the sword of justice has not been cut on their necks, not held to their necks and eventually cutting their necks off, which means that they're going to receive justice for their actions, right? Not physically a sword, but the sword of justice. Because there's no way they can't be brought up on charges or disbarred and receive backlash from bringing this case forward. And they should be disbarred. And the judge, he should be removed from being able to be a judge, sit as a judge. He should no longer be able to sit as a judge. The one main thing that you should be as a judge is impartial. And from the beginning of this farce of a case, the one thing that he has never been, he never was, or never will be concerning the person who was being brought up on these charges is Trump. He was never impartial. He is a supporter of Biden and the Democratic Party. He has donated to the campaign. His wife and daughter are involved, actively still involved in the Democratic Party and campaigning for Biden and in Democrat politics and raising money for the Democratic Party and the Biden war chest. And he has already spoke against Trump. So one merchant who I'm talking about, the judge that's residing on this case, New York versus Trump, should have recused, and since he didn't, he should be removed from being a judge any further. He should also be brought up on criminal charges because of coercion. He has openly and blatantly coerced the jury to just find anything to convict Trump. It's on record. There's no way around it. He has done something that they have not done in court ever. Nobody can show where he's done said 4 can agree and it can be considered unanimous. That's never been done before. Nobody can find a case where a judge decided to split up the 12 and say that 4 can find something that they all agree on and it can be considered a conviction. He allowed the prosecutors to prosecute this case without giving proper defense, without the defendant being able to defend himself against the charges should have been brought to him, and he should have been made aware of what he was being charged with. Listen, a lot of people think if Trump get convicted, that all of a sudden, he's going to go down in the polls. No, he's going to go up in the polls. Because everybody sees that this trial is a sham. 34 charges, but you can't present none of them to the defendant so he can know. How could you have 34 charges that you wasn't aware of? That you didn't have time to defend yourself against? That comes up at the end after arguments been made. I don't even see how the defense was able to even make closing arguments because they didn't even know what their client was being charged with. That right there is obstruction of justice on the part of the the judge. He was obstructing the justice itself that should have been allotted to Trump in the beginning. He was obstructing it. Him and the prosecutors were in on obstructing justice. And all for the sake of the word convicted, Trump being convicted of something, so that Biden can use it. But it's going to backfire. It's going to become a snare for them. It's going to look desperate on the part of the Biden administration, on the part of the Democratic Party, on the part of the liberal media. It's all going to look desperate, and it's going to backfire. The only thing that they're going to be able to do that's going to look bad is if he give them jail time. Have Trump locked up. Again, that will backfire because that will definitely be interference, election interference in the eyes of the people of the United States of America. But this judge, definitely Judge Juan Merchant, should be brought up on criminal charges. Him, all the prosecutors, and the DA. And they should be brought up on federal charges. Not only state, but federal. It should be state and federal. It should be state and federal, and they should be locked up. This Judge Juan Merchant, should be locked up because he is indeed the real criminal. He is the person who should be brought up on charges, aware of his charges, so that he can defend them, but there's no defense for his charges. You know, I could say more, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But in my opinion, and this is not the opinion of YouTube, nor these are the views of YouTube. But in my view, in my opinion, I believe that Juan Merchant, Judge Juan Merchant, who has misjudged, has shown himself to be a criminal, and has abused his authority, his power, and his position as a judge in New York, should be brought up on charges. And he should be, disbarred, removed from his judge, so he should never be able to work in law. He should never be able to work as a government official or anything ever again. Ever. Locally, state, or federal. And he should be brought up on charges and convicted and found guilty in the state of New York, and in federal government, and in the federal judicial system. And I hope that the jury can see what's going on, and that they have a heart and some kind of moral compass that leads them to find Donald Trump not guilty on all 34 charges. On that, this is Street Church. I'm going to let the congregation out. God bless.